Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Sashank Anand from RIMT University. Today in this housekeeping module, we will be discussing ergonomics in housekeeping. After completing this module, students should be able to understand the concepts of ergonomics, learn the basic principles of ergonomics, understand the risks associated with various housekeeping tasks, and learn the proper methodology for housekeeping tasks. So, let us start with our module. As we all know, housekeeping is a labor intensive job that requires bending, lifting, carrying, pushing and pulling throughout the day, and it involves awkward body postures. As per time motion studies, a guest room attendant changes his or her body posture in every 3 seconds while cleaning a room. If we assume the average cleaning time per guest room is 25 minutes and a GRA, that is guest room attendant, cleans up to 16 rooms in a shift, it can be estimated that the guest room attendant undertakes around 8,000 different body postures during the course of his shift. This includes bed making, lifting and shifting heavy mattresses, bathroom cleaning, changing linen, replenishing amenities and so on. However, the same housekeeping staff is also responsible for loading heavy cleaning supplies and amenities onto carts and push them through carpeted floors. Such a work profile is enormously challenging physically, leading to fatigue and prone to musculoskeletal disorders known as MSDs and musculoskeletal injuries known as MSIs. Several studies have highlighted an increasing number of housekeepers suffering from work-related physical pain due to the strenuous work they are subjected to. This is a great cause of worry among the employers and the employees, who find it problematic to cope with the pressures of their job. This is where ergonomics steps in. By the application of basic principles of ergonomics, various injuries and disorders can be reduced to a great extent. It has a crucial role in improving the overall productivity of an organization and keeping the employees safe at the same time. So, let us start with ergonomics. So, what is ergonomics? Ergonomics is basically a study of applied science. It is concerned with the designing and arrangements of working conditions and all other things people interact with to improve safety and efficiency. Ergonomists design tasks, jobs, environments and systems in a way that suits the human capabilities. This is necessary as improperly designed equipment, furniture, tasks, jobs or procedures can cause physical strain and fatigue in employees. Such strains can lead to long-term injuries and disabilities known as musculoskeletal disorders or simply MSDs. MSDs are common in people repetitively performing certain tasks over long periods of time and are thus sometimes also referred to as repetitive stress injuries or simply RSIs. Static work and force are known to be the main causes of MSDs. As per American ergonomist Holly Sweeney, static work is a musculoskeletal effort that requires to hold a particular position or posture, even a comfortable one. Common example is sitting in front of a computer with an upright back requires a great amount of static work. Force is the amount of muscle tension that our body generates. For example, tilting one's head forward or backward from a normal vertical position will increase the amount of force on one's neck. Proper ergonomic design aids in preventing injuries caused by such repetitive motions. Many of the occupational risk factors, for example, high force, awkward postures, etc., can be mitigated by the application of ergonomic principles and practices. So, what all are the principles of ergonomics? We will discuss it in the next section. The first and foremost principle is to maintain a neutral body posture. Neutral posture is achieved when the body is aligned and balanced while either sitting or standing, placing negligible stress on the body and keeping joints aligned. Neutral postures minimize the stress and application to body muscles, ligaments, nerves and bones and permit maximum stability and force production. The reverse of a neutral production is an awkward posture. Awkward postures adopt extreme range of motions. They put more stress on the employee's musculoskeletal system and leads to MSD or musculoskeletal disorders and thus should be avoided. Next is work in power or comfort zone. Employees should always work in a power or comfort zone. This power or comfort zone refers to lifting close to the body between mid-thigh and mid-chest height. In this zone, the arms and back are better positioned to lift the most with the least amount of effort. This is also called handshake zone or simply comfort zone. The simple principle used here is that if you can shake hand with your work, you are minimizing excessive reach and maintaining a neutral posture. Working in this zone ensures that you work from proper heights and stretches, thereby reducing MSD risk factors and perform efficiently and pain-free. Next principle is permit movement and stretching. Working for extended periods of time in a static position causes fatigue to our body. This is known as static load. For example, keep your hands raised above your head for the next 20 minutes in this fashion. Keep standing in the same position for an hour or so. Undertaking this activity will lead to static load. The first few seconds or minutes will not seem too difficult. However, after certain passage of time, staying in that same position superficially stress-free becomes difficult and causes fatigue and discomfort. What will be the first thing you will naturally do after you have finished doing this for longer periods of time? You will stretch, maybe this ways or this ways. You may stretch your shoulders out and back, or you may stretch out your legs and perform some squats. You could also stretch your fingers and wrists. Stretching reduces fatigue, improves posture, balance and muscle coordination. It is advisable to prepare your body for physical work by simply warming up to improve efficiency and lower risks of injury. A warm-up stretching routine is an ideal way to prepare your body for work. Stretching reduces fatigue, improves posture, balance and muscle coordination. It is advisable to prepare your body for physical work by warming up to improve efficiency and to lower the risk of injury. A warm-up stretching routine is an ideal way to prepare your body for work. It is also valuable to take periodic stretch breaks over the course of your shift to relax the muscles, get blood moving and restore energy. The next principle we will talk about is reduce excessive force. Excessive force is one of the main ergonomic risk factors. Many tasks involve high force loads on the body. Muscle effort increases with high force loads, leading to increase in fatigue and risk of an MSD. There are several conditions that affect force, but it is important to recognize when or where exactly does a job or task requires excessive force and then find ways to reduce that force. Eliminating excessive force requirements will reduce worker fatigue and the risk of MSDs formation in most workers. Using mechanical assists, counterbalance systems, adjustable height lift tables and workstations, powered equipment and ergonomic tools will definitely reduce work effort and muscle exertions. Next principle, reduce excessive motion. Repetitive motion is another major ergonomic risk factor. Various tasks and cycles are repetitive in nature and are often controlled by hourly or daily production targets and work processes. Repetitive tasks, when combined with other risk factors like force or awkward postures, can result in a MSD. Generally, a job or task is considered highly repetitive if the cycle time is 30 seconds or less. Excessive or unnecessary motions should always be avoided or reduced if at all possible. In cases where avoidance is not an option, it is imperative to eradicate excessive force requirements and awkward postures. Other control methods to reduce excessive motion can be job rotation and remedial stretch breaks. Ask your boss to give you remedial stretch breaks. Next is minimize contact stress. According to Occupational Safety and Health Administration USA, contact stress occurs from constant contact or rubbing between hard or sharp objects and sensitive body tissues, such as the soft tissues of the fingers, palms, thighs and feet. This contact can create localized pressure for a small area of the body, which can hamper blood flow, nerve function or movement of muscles and tendons. Examples of contact stress can be resting wrists on sharp edges of a desk or workstations while performing tasks, or pressing of tool handles into the palms, especially when they cannot be put down, sitting without adequate space for the knees and so on. Next is reduce excessive vibration. Various studies suggest that regular and frequent exposure to vibration can result in permanent adverse health effects which occur when contact with a vibrating equipment or work process is a regular part of a worker's job. Hand-arm vibration can lead to a range of disorders collectively known as hand-arm vibration syndrome or simply HAVS. Vibration syndrome has adverse vascular and neural effects on our fingers. Some of the signs and symptoms include numbness, pain and blanching, that is turning pale and ashen. Next is provide adequate lighting. Poor lighting is one of the causes of ergonomical disasters. Workplace has to be well lit to suit the worker's comfort level and performance. Abundance and dearth of lighting both make work difficult and tiring. Imagine trying to do your job without the light. Working areas need to be lit brightly, otherwise dim light workplaces cause eye fatigue and headaches and can also put workers at a greater risk of all types of injuries. Providing workers with adjustable task lighting or portable lighting devices can be a simple solution to lighting problems. At a computer workstation, measures can be taken to control screen glare. Monitor should never be placed in front of a window or a bright background. Moving on from the principles of ergonomics, let us talk about risk factors associated with housekeeping. As they say, prevention is always better than cure. To prevent injuries, it is imperative to be aware of the risk factors associated with various housekeeping tasks carried out on a routine basis. So, let us talk about the various risk factors associated with housekeeping tasks. First up is forceful exertions. It includes lifting or heavy objects like mattresses, pushing or pulling fully loaded carts, maneuvering vacuum cleaners and so on. Next risk is awkward body postures. Awkward postures refers to postures beyond neutral. Examples include cleaning bathroom floors and bathtubs, stocking lower shelves of carts with linen and so on. Next is repetitive activities. In repetitive work, same set of muscles are used over and over again. Examples are putting on pillowcases, vacuuming, cleaning mirrors and so on. Simple work postures for long durations, staying at a particular posture for extended periods of time is another risk factor. Kneeling, standing for long time, etc. can cause fatigue and strain in muscles. No muscle rest while working. Example, doing multiple tasks using the same muscle, arm or hand will lead to lot of fatigue. So, let us talk about some of the alternate methodology, working methodology, which can help the housekeeping staff. First is the application of basic principles of ergonomics to the different tasks, which makes the staff perform better, but also puts them in better work settings. So, let us see what all alternate methods we can adopt in our routine housekeeping tasks. First up, a very common task, bed making procedure. It is imperative to use less awkward postures when lifting heavy mattresses or even tucking sheets into under the mattresses. Next up is vacuuming. It is essential that we take care of certain basic things while vacuuming, like always align the vacuum cleaner with your body, use alternate hands, there has to be proper height setting, and also we need to empty the bag at regular intervals. For supply carts, we need to again follow some basic principles. For example, place minority of the items between the hip and chest. Always use both hands to move the cart. Ensure proper wheel alignment before movement. Empty garbage bags frequently to keep the cart light. Also, replenish carts frequently to maintain cart balance, and address any cart problem immediately or report to the relevant authority. Next activity is bathroom cleaning. We need to ensure that proper posture is maintained. Always stand inside the bathtub if possible. Never keep dirty towels on the floor. Work at waist level for majority of the time. Make more trips rather than carrying heavy material in one trip. Distribute work among both the arms, that is, use both the arms. Let us talk about various housekeeping products which we can consider that promote ergonomics. Let us start with beds. Always use fitted bed sheets instead of flat sheets, and we should adopt bed making tools which help us to tuck the bed sheets. Second is maid's cart. Carts need to have larger and harder wheels. Worn out wheels should be replaced timely. Viability of motorized carts in the hotel can be tested. Next is vacuum cleaners. Lightweight vacuum cleaners should be preferred over heavier ones. They should have ergonomic design like an ergonomic handle. Vacuum cleaners that promote upright body posture should be used. Examples of it includes backpacks, canisters, etc. Next up is bathroom cleaning. For bathroom cleaning, use long handle brushes and scrubbers. Use brushes and sprayers which have more comfortable grips. Dusting. Usage of microfibrous products is important. Cleaning equipment should have extended handles. Our next topic is how to improve our housekeepers' health. Housekeeping staff should be well aware of all the potential risks associated with their respective tasks. The health of the housekeepers can be encouraged by educating them on their personal habits, improving the work environment and better planned jobs. The next section highlights certain tips in each of these areas which are essential for improving the housekeeper's overall health while performing various housekeeping tasks. Number 1 is improve personal habits. Housekeepers need to be aware of their postures while working. Staff should always wear comfortable shoes when working. Before starting any activity, proper warm up should be done. It improves blood circulation and prepares the body for the strenuous work that lies ahead. Also, avoid bending and twisting activities that exert excessive stress on the spine. Keep changing body position frequently to avoid muscle strain. Always avoid sudden jerky movements that could overload your muscles during some activity. Switch arms carrying heavy objects or equipment. Wherever possible, always use the whole hand and all fingers to grip or grasp Repetitive tasks should be done with a slow pace and low force. Any unusual pains or aches should be reported immediately. Never ever work with pains. Communicate ways of how to make a job easier for other staff members, especially the newer employees. Improve well-being by undertaking the balanced diet, regular exercise, having plenty of sleep, and so on. So, how can we make housekeeping a better work environment? The housekeeping staff needs to be trained time and again on the proper work methodology which they should follow for various tasks. Until and unless they are aware of the potential threats related to their work, they will never follow proper procedures. Tasks should never be performed where there is a restriction of bending, reaching, etc. Hence, there has to be sufficient amount of space. The workplace has to be well lit. Inadequate lighting leads to strain in the eyes. All equipment, carts, trolleys should be in proper working conditions. Using a faulty equipment is never advisable and can lead to accidents. Some better work practices include tasks which are rotated or distributed among different employees, such that there is postural change in the employees. Stretch breaks can be introduced in work routines, especially for physically difficult tasks. Workload planning should be such that the job involving heavier tasks occur at the beginning of the shift when there is no fatigue. A reverse situation can lead to injuries due to tiring of muscles at the end of the shift. Hence, we have come to the end of our module. Let us have a look back on what all we covered. In the summary, we can say that meeting and exceeding the expectations of hotel guests round the clock make housekeeping a challenging workplace. Most hotels are designed keeping in mind the comfort of its guests rather than its employees. Keeping the hotel in a condition that personifies perfection is the task of the housekeeping department. In order to always keep attracting guests to the hotel, the management aims to clean everything that it sparkles. It makes the housekeeper's task challenging and demanding. The housekeeping tasks require the staff to spend hours cleaning by kneeling, leaning, squatting, crouching, stretching, slouching, and so on. These postures over a period of time lead to musculoskeletal injuries. Several studies have highlighted an increasing number of housekeepers suffering from work-related physical pain due to the strenuous work activities. This is a great cause of worry among both the employees and the employers who find it problematic to cope with the pressures of their job. This is where ergonomics steps in. By the application of basic principles of ergonomics, various injuries and disorders can be reduced or minimized to a great extent. It has a crucial role in improving the overall productivity of an organization and keeping the employees safe at the same time. Ergonomics is basically a study of applied science. It is concerned with the designing and arrangement of working conditions and all other things people interact with to improve safety and efficiency. Ergonomists design tasks, jobs, environments and systems in a way that suits the human capabilities. This is necessary as improperly designed equipment, furniture, tasks, jobs or procedures can cause physical strain and fatigue in employees. Such strains can lead to long-term injuries and disabilities known as MSDs or musculoskeletal disorders. MSDs are common in people repetitively performing certain tasks over a long period of time, thus sometimes also referred to as repetitive stress injuries. Proper ergonomic design aids in preventing injuries caused by such repetitive motions. Many of the occupational risk factors like high force, awkward postures can be mitigated by the application of ergonomic principles and practices. We studied in this chapter about the potential risks associated with various housekeeping tasks and also the alternate methodology that needs to be followed to avoid injuries and fatalities. The tasks explained in this module are very basic housekeeping tasks followed not just in hotels, but even at our homes. That's it for this module. I hope this was useful. Thank you.